Hey everybody, Craig Egan here. Namaste. Just a little bit of a recap of the day. I went to Bellingham, Washington today. But first, before we get into all that, I just want to thank everybody for their support, for their views. I want to thank all the hater comments, because I love nothing more than good feisty hater comments. It seems like some of our viewers were upset that our beginning, my introduction, I was a little bit drunk on beer. It was good beer, but they thought that unprofessional, that I should be talking about science drunk on beer. So I've upgraded to whiskey. This is very nice. My mom bought me this. This is a present. Let's see what we got here. It's Iron Horse Distilling Reserve. It's got a small batch number on it. Fancy shit. I like it. Cheers, bottoms up. You would drink too if you were hanging out with the anti-vaxxers all day. So, today, oh, one more thing is that I am going to be adding a camera person soon. I've talked a foolish soul into joining me on this adventure, and so he'll be manning the camera. We're also going to have a camera instead of me just fiddling around on my phone trying to figure out how the volume works. Recording 20 minutes with the air conditioner on and nobody can hear me. We're learning. It's also very hilarious to me that a lot of hater comments are simultaneously claiming that I'm absolutely unprepared. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no plan. These are all fair points. But they also claim that I'm being paid by Big Pharma and that this is some sort of government psyop or something. I don't know. This is obviously not a professional production. That should lay to any rest that I work for Merck. So, we'll have better content coming up soon with the addition of another person. But for now, you're just stuck with me. So, this morning I get up. I start driving up to Bellingham, Washington. It's about 2.5 hours from where I am in Tacoma. About halfway there, I realized I did not bring my sign that I had worked so hard on, and it was too late to turn around. So, got up to Bellingham, went to a Home Depot or Office Depot, and printed out memes. I went through my meme collection on my cell phone, on my Dropbox, and downloaded a couple of my favorite internet memes and printed them up, all 20-inch by whatever, by 20-inch. Put them on some foam core board, and made myself a sign of the, you'll see it online, but Ancient Aliens guy, you know, Ancient Aliens guy said vaccines across it, like everything in the world. If you don't have an explanation for it, it's either aliens or it's vaccines, one of the two, right? I thought it was fitting. So I get up to the location, the Vax bus is there at this, basically like the parking lot of a sports stadium, where you go like see like a track meet, and they got the little tent booth set up, selling merch gear. You know what's funny to me is I have never seen. I could never picture my pediatrician selling T-shirts or hats at her office. They're pretty no nonsense about treating children. All these anti-vax doctors, I've never seen them actually treat a child. All I do is see them selling their books and merch gear at the table, like they're a fucking metal band. So I get there, park my car, scope it out a little bit. My current strategy is just to stand about 50 to 100 feet away from them. Somewhere where they can see me, somewhere where passing traffic can see me, somewhere where I'm not in their face, I'm not bothering them, giving their space, somewhere where I am as close to on public property as possible compared to where they are. And just stand there with my little sign all by myself like the world's saddest protester. The one low guy protesting like a dozen people instead of, the scale's all wrong, but it's kind of funny. So there I am with my sign. I'm chilling out. I see my friend Bernadette, who was very nice to me at the screening and really wanted to have a dialogue with me. But I had to go, so I found her on Facebook and sent her a friend request. She hasn't responded to my friend request, but today she did not want to talk to me at all. I said hi, and she just kind of kept going. So didn't want to engage for some reason. Maybe thought I had gone home and crammed, or maybe heard that I was a violent predator, or whatever the hell these anti-vaccination nuts are spreading on the internet right now. Anyway, Bernadette was there, didn't want to see me. Another familiar face came along, Anu, my friend from the actual Vaxxed bus, came out, shook my hand, laughed at my sign. We had a bonding moment over the Ancient Aliens guy, and was civil. And I'm gonna say this right now. A lot of the haters on the internet are talking about how I should be thrown in jail, how I'm capable of violence, how I'm stalking them, how one person tried to report the GoFundMe saying that I was impersonating them. I don't know what kind of a stretch that was. But if you'll ask the Vaxxed crew, or at least Anu, I think they're about to start playing good cop, bad cop with me. But my man Anu is very friendly. He comes out, he tells me that they want to interview me on the Vaxxed bus. And I'm declining that for now. Give that one some consideration. I want to think that one fully through. But right now, I'm not inclined to say yes. But agreed with me that it was ridiculous that people were online saying that I was stalking them or being violent with them, when we had had very friendly conversations. Everything is cool. And at one point, even during the day, because it was like 85 degrees out, one of the ladies from Informed Choice Washington, or one of the sister groups that was there, brought me some water. Brought me a bottle of water to make sure I did not get dehydrated. And I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And so I was there for a little while. I had a gentleman come up to me and started engaging me. He was very friendly, very civil, but basically the gist of his introduction was, or no, he'd asked me why I was there, what the issue I had was, and I told him, and I explained to him that I thought the Vaxxed bus was spreading misinformation. They were fear-mongering, and they were really just kind of going against scientific consensus and really putting people in danger, basically. But as gently as I could, I said that. So he comes to me with his story saying that his son died from a vaccine. Now, I will argue all day long about vaccines don't just randomly kill kids, you know, not to the level at all that people claim, but I'm also very hesitant to argue with a parent about their own child. I just can't. That's not who I am, what I want to do. It is not fair, it's not nice, it's a dick move. You're not going to win, you know. So the way I explained it to him, and I sincerely believe this. I told him, I said, sir, I don't know your story. I can't tell you what happened with your child. I says, I would tell you from years of experience, 5 years of arguing and just observing the anti-vaccination world, is that I have heard everything under the sun blamed on vaccines, including autism, diabetes, skin conditions, asthma, mental conditions. School shooter, Tenpenny blamed a school shooting once on vaccines. I've heard people say vaccines made my kid gay. I've heard all of these things. And so I can't talk about your story, but I can only put it in that context. I can only say that as a whole, the vaccine injury story is 99.9% bullshit, and I don't want to call you out, but I am going to call that out. And if your story is true, then you should be calling it out too, because it's not doing you any service if you actually have a child who was injured by vaccines to have 100 other people crying wolf telling their story about, oh, I gave my kid a vaccine and 8 months later it turned out that they had, you know, multiple sclerosis, something that was already way predetermined. Anyway, so that's where I went with it. He agreed. He was very nice. He was cordial. He understood where I was coming from. He took off. At that point, it was very hot. I do not have any sunscreen because, again, I'm new at this. I'm turning a little red. So I took off to go get some lunch, got myself some sunscreen, and I came back. And everybody was still there. Throughout the day, there's not that many people there. And there's not a lot of fence sitters dropping by. It's not like it's at some sort of folk festival or something like that. They're just tucked in the corner of some parking lot for the most part. And only the people who are coming to share their stories, we'll get to that, are really coming in. It's not that many people. But there was a few. So today we were actually situated next to a skate park. So there's a bunch of like teenage dudes like skateboarding, and we're pretty good. And one of them came over to me and asked me, he says, "What's going on with all of this?" And I says, "Well, they're an anti-vaccination group. They're promoting this documentary, they call it, and I'm the one guy protesting them." And he laughed like, "What a sorry soul you are." And it's a fair point. And he said the funniest thing. He was like, he's like, "You mean like the dangers of vaccines?" He's like, "I think it's more dangerous driving that bus around the country." And I agree. They're probably more likely to kill somebody driving that Vaxxed bus around 50 states or whatever. Well, they're probably not driving to Hawaii. Than anybody is to be injured by a vaccine. But that's neither here nor there. Power to the skater kid who gave me a moment of humor when I needed it. So I went to lunch, I got back, and then my second person, really great conversation of the day, came over. So the gentleman comes over in a wheelchair, and he's a little more direct than the last guy. I can tell he's going to be a little, I don't want to say feistier, but yeah, a little more. He was a little more animated, let me put it that way. So he starts telling me about how vaccines put him in the wheelchair. And again, that's like arguing about somebody's kid. I'm not trying to tell him what happened to himself. He's believed this his whole life. I'm not going to be the guy to change his mind. But, so I kind of tried to go in the same angle as the last guy, which is like, well, I don't know about you, but I just know that all these things are, you know, being claimed, and that just doesn't, as a whole, it doesn't make a lot of sense, right? And so, while I'm sitting there feeling awkward and not trying to call him out, he absolutely cuts me loose and gives me everything I need by going straight into, and the reason vaccines kill people is because of the Satanic Freemason Illuminati, and he was dead serious about it, and went straight on into full-blown conspiracy nut. And I was like, oh, thank God. This is the guy I've been waiting for today. If I'm not going to find any fence-sitting moms that I can actually have a decent conversation with and convince, at least I can talk to, like, the Illuminati reptile man guy, right? So he just starts going into everything. And sure enough, another skater kid comes walking over and starts joining the conversation. He's like, what's going on here? And we kind of explained it to him. But the two of us from two different points of views. And the skater kid's like, he's like, you believe vaccines are dangerous? That's like not believing in global warming. And right on fucking cue, man, the guy's like, global warming's a myth. They used to think the Earth was going to freeze. And the skater kid lost it, and I kind of lost it, and we're laughing at this guy. It was good. It was. We weren't laughing at it. We weren't laughing with him either, though. We kind of kept our cool. But that's where we just kind of both nodded and we're like, man, you're not doing yourself any favors. You're sitting there bringing up every conspiracy theory in the book. And then also, he actually complained about the vax people for not being anti-vax enough. He's like, yeah, I kind of disagree with these people. I'm 100% anti-vax in all cases. And I was like, well, at least you're honest, sir. At least you just like telling it like it is. So, kill the bottle here. Anyway, that was pretty much the end of it. As I was talking to Mr. Satanic Illuminati, the Vax bus was packing up. And it was about 5 o'clock. They were ready to go to the next stop, which was another park about half a mile away, for a viewing and Q&A like I had just attended. And so I went over there, kind of beat them to it, because they got a lot more to pack up than I do. My one sign of memes. And I get there, and the park is literally next to a lake with a boat ramp, and it's 85 degrees, and it's just packed. There's absolutely no parking. There's people trying to get boats out of the water. It's just people everywhere, and I'm like, where the fuck is there? Are they going to put a bus, much less everybody trying to come over here to watch the movie? And I waited around for a minute to try to find out, and they never. I just decided, you know what? I'll let them deal with it. It's still 2.5 hours home. I'm tired. I had a good day. So I went home. That was my day. Namaste. Like I say, coming up, sorry for any technical difficulties trying to do some live feed from the event. Once I have a second person to put on me and I can actually have these conversations and have somebody tape it with permission, I think we'll get a lot better. But thank you again for the support. Thank you very much for the hater comments. Bring them on. I'm drinking whiskey. Go fuck yourself. Namaste. See you tomorrow.